Ciao Bella, welcome to Bella Uncinetto. I'm Christina and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. I have an exciting event, well, I think it's exciting, to share with you all today, and it is Carnivale. So, I live in the Catania region of Sicily, and in that region, um, well, close to it. I think it's technically in Messina, but close to that region is the town of Acireale. And Acireale has the biggest Carnivale uh, celebration in all of Sicily, and it is one of the oldest. So I'm told, and I was also told that it's only smaller than the one in Venice. So, uh, if you don't know what Carnivale is, it's also called Carnival, if you say it in English. And it is the big celebration um, just before uh, Christians go into Lent, the Lent season just before Easter. Now, excuse me, there are, I did look up a couple of them, and I'll put the link in the um, description box as well. But there are several all over Italy. One of them says it's called the Battle of the Oranges, and you have a medieval reenactment where people throw oranges at each other. Um, so you have the um, citizens, like the people of the town, and they're on foot, and then you have people who are on carriages who represent like the elite or the rich, and they battle with oranges. It's said to be a representation of a historical event, and that is in Ivrea, Ivrea. But Carnival is, no matter where you go, it is full of um, joy and celebration and lots of food. So I started, I went with, excuse me, I went with the MWR again, mainly because I still have a really large car and trying to find parking there would be difficult. And I know they have parking lots and things like that. I'm just afraid of packing in small cars around me and then I can't get out. So um, I drove all the way down to base and then they drove me pretty much back to my house. But before we went to Acciariale for the parade, we actually went to a farm that we'd been to before. My daughter and I went to a lemon farm and we made pizza and we took a tour of Acciariale, and it was beautiful and wonderful. It was one of the first tours that we did here with MWR, and it was very lovely. So we went back to that same farm, but we had a traditional Carnivale dinner. So lots of rich, rich foods because this is a season of celebration and you are having all of these things before you're giving up so many things for Lent. And Lent is that 40 days um, before Easter. And depending on which religion you subscribe to, you do things a little bit differently. Depending on which part of the world you're in, if you're a Christian, you do things differently. But essentially, it's that 40 days from essentially Mardi Gras, right, is the last big celebration day, and then you lead up into Easter. So the food that we had was very rich. There was lots of fried vegetables. We had these rich jams and pestos and just, oh, it was so good. And then we had this pasta. It looked like a wagon wheel. And the story that we were told is uh, the king wanted this pasta, this macaroni for um, a meal, and the cook was preparing, but the strands of the pasta got stuck together and it made that wagon wheel shape. And it was very interesting to see because it was like a tube, but on each end it looked like a wagon wheel. And that was interesting. There was also sausages and giant meatballs. I took a picture of that, but I also took some pictures around the farm, different things that I saw there. And then, excuse me, we went to, we got on the bus and went to the actual town of Acciariale. And there's lots of pictures you'll see. There's confetti all over the streets, and there were booths full of all kinds of sweets. There's one specific to Sicily. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. Chiacchiere, chiacchiere, and it's basically fried strips, um, and they're covered in powdered sugar, and that's their traditional um, celebratory sweet here for Carnivale. In different regions, it's different. There's always something though, and then there was supposed to be a parade of all of the floats coming down the main street. Unfortunately, apparently, I did not know that this part that I'm about to tell you until today. One of the floats was broken down, like the it wouldn't move. So instead of having a parade like they normally do, they had the floats positioned in different parts of the area of the town that they had blocked off. And literally, these people would like swarm to the float, watch it perform, and then leave and go to the next one, and then leave and go to the next one. And that became very overwhelming very quickly. Large crowds, you're all like packed in together, which was difficult. So it was difficult for my daughter to see. It was difficult for some of the other kids that were there on the trip to see because you've got everybody out and they've got their phones and then they've got this and then they're doing all of this. And I am going to show you some video of the floats. However, if you are sensitive to loud noises, to flashing lights, if any of those are triggers for you, I would strongly urge you to not watch the videos at the end because it's loud and there's a lot of flashing lights and moving parts, and um, some of them I was on the side of and some of them I was in front of, so it was really kind of difficult to see all of some of them. There was one float I didn't get to see. I wish I could have, but I didn't get the chance. So it was all really interesting to observe and to be a part of. I think that it would have been a little different had we been able to see them actually go by. I don't think it would have been as crowded. We would have been able to like stand and watch. Um, One thing that I did enjoy though is they have these huge bags of confetti that you can buy, and the kids love to throw them at each other. They had silly strings, they have horns, so there's lots of noise going off in celebration. But my daughter, and I mean just random children, they could have been any nationality whatsoever, just whoever was there, they would take and just throw handfuls of confetti at each other. And then they were like attacking me because I had the bag. I was holding the bag of confetti. And so I started like throwing the confetti at them. And it was just the joy and the laughter of the children. I mean, and even some of the adults. I mean, of course, the teenagers were like ridiculous, but even some of the adults, they would have confetti and they would be like, and blow it at you. And they didn't care if they got confetti in their hair or on their clothes or anything like that. I mean, like, you expect to get it on you if you're there. And I felt bad though for the bus drivers because we all were covered in confetti and we got on the bus. I tried to shake as much off of myself and my daughter as possible, but it was difficult to uh, make that a reality. So um, I do hope that you enjoy the floats. I'm going to kind of put them all at the end. I've been putting pictures up, but I'm going to put all of the video of the floats at the end. And I would stop and start. So it's not going to be the whole show of the float. Each float was probably about 10 to 15 minutes of like moving parts and lights and songs changing and performance and this and that. So I definitely didn't get all of it. So I would record a little bit and then let the video, and then pause the video, let it play some more, and then when something else looked like it was going to start moving, I would record some more and kind of back and forth that way, because I didn't really have a lot of space on my phone to record, number one, and number two, that's a lot to watch all of the floats do that over that span of time. Not that it's not interesting and not that it's not really fascinating to watch them and how detailed they are, and it's just awesome. But like I said, I do caution you to think about the end of the video if you are sensitive to flashing lights and to lots of movement, because different parts of the float move and spin and blow smoke and confetti and all of this other stuff. So if you are sensitive to any of that, and the music is very loud, especially one, we were literally, it's like sideways, and we were up against the wall, like we were at the back, and it was very loud because we were very close. So um just a word of caution, but I would definitely love to go again and see them actually, like, going down the street, if possible, maybe next year, because when you're seeing this, it's going to be Wednesday, March 5th, and the last day for Carnivale is Tuesday, March 4th. I'm recording this on Monday, but you're not going to see it until Wednesday. So the last day for the floats to actually move up and down the street was this past Sunday. So that's going to be a little bit. I mean, we were like right there at the last, the last time to see them. So maybe next year, we'll see what happens if I'm able to get there and watch them go down the street. That would definitely be a sight to see. Maybe even sit at a cafe or something and just watch them go down, because there were lots of cafes and bars and things that were open to sit, but because people weren't standing and they were walking, I don't think that a lot of them got a lot of business. So please enjoy the videos of the different floats that I was able to get, and come back on Friday. I have a lovely yarn shop that I want to share with you all. And as always, be well, be safe.
palla mola sotto la luna, con Maddalena in casa